Welcome back. More fallout for Harvey Weinstein to tell you about. More than 30 women are now publicly accusing Weinstein of sexual assault and harassment, not to mention 3 others saying rape. The disgraced movie producer will face off against his brother to challenge his firing today at the Weinstein Company's board of directors meeting. The company announced yesterday that private equity firm Colony Capital is giving them a financial lifeline, possibly a new owner. They are looking to sell assets to Colony Capital. Want to bring in senior film and media editor at Variety, Brent. And Brent, it's good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Do you think this firm is going to be defunct? Do you think it's just going to be sold? What happens here?
Well, it sure seems like they're going to be sold for pieces at this point, because it's difficult to understand how they could even continue to operate as a going concern. I mean, they've been so tarnished by this scandal. Nobody would want to work with, certainly not something called the Weinstein Company.
Right, and I guess even agents are saying we're not going to send our stars there in terms of, putting them in films. So Colony Capital is the global private equity arm of Colony North Star, which was founded by Tom Barrack, a close friend of President Trump's. What do you make of Barrack's investment in the Weinstein Company?
Well, I think he likes distressed assets. If you look at it, he's gone in and, rescued Neverland Ranch when it was having a lot of debt, and you couldn't find a more distressed asset than the Weinstein Company right now.
What are the most valuable assets that Weinstein holds? There's Miramax, they have their television company. Walk us through what's there and what it's worth and how much this guy, Harvey Weinstein, could walk away with when this whole thing gets resolved.
That's a great question.
Well, see, that's part of the problem, because it's a privately held company, and over the years, the Weinsteins have given out these kind of elaborate valuations for what their company is worth. So at one point, they were saying their television business alone was worth $900 million. I don't think that's true, or that the company itself was worth $400 million. But their TV business, they do own Project Runway. They have some rather promising projects coming forward, one called Yellowstone with Kevin Costner. They have some film projects like The Current War, The Upside. They also have a distribution apparatus that could be of value if you're a company that wants to get into the movie business. It helps to have an infrastructure in place where you can actually be able to release films to theaters.
So he's going to be a rich man.
He could be a rich man, but then you have to also think, with all these new accusers coming out, is that going to mean more legal liability for him? Are people going to start to go after his
assets? He's already a rich man. Let's face it.
Right.
He's a rich man.
I should have said he's going to stay a rich man.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he really lived like a mogul, and part of the way he was able to do that was putting his expenses through the company. So, do the private jets go away? He's certainly richer than I am. I will grant you that.
A lot richer, probably, than all of us. I mean, let's face it.
Brent, question for you. What is the value of these movies and things like that? I know the Benedict Cumberbatch movie, they're now delaying it till next year, kind of getting it out of that Oscar contention. What do you do with something like that? What's the value of that?
That's right, because The Current War was expected to be a 2017 Oscar hopeful. The studio now pulled the movie from the planned November release date.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a little bit optimistic. The Current War debuted at the Toronto Film Festival, and reviews were mixed. But it's a problem, right? Because Benedict Cumberbatch, when he goes out to market these films, and these are the kinds of films that really need movie stars to get behind them, to go on morning talk shows, he's going to be asked at every single interview about Harvey Weinstein. Right. That's a problem if you're trying to release a movie about, Thomas Edison.
Why did everybody look the other way? If everybody knew this behavior, why? I mean, did everybody know at the company? How was this just blown off?
Well, Bob Weinstein gave an interview over the weekend where he said he was, shocked. I think it struck some people as a lot of pearl clutching. It is difficult to believe, given that the position he was in, given that it was his brother, given that there was a long history, decades of legal settlements, that this was such a surprise to Weinstein.
And how about the politicians who took all of his donations? Could they have been as shocked as they said they were?
Well, that's not my world, so I'm not sure how widespread that knowledge was. I will say that in Hollywood, it was something of an open secret that he was at least very aggressive with young women.
Yes, you could say that again. Even in award shows, they made jokes about it.
Absolutely, yes. Seth MacFarlane in 2013 made a joke about Weinstein and actresses.
Brent,
except for Meryl Streep calling him God.
Right, that's right. Well, and she was lecturing us about everything. Maybe the lectures will stop now. Brent, thank you so much.
Thanks
Good
for
to see you,
having me.
Brent Lang.